This TikToker's neighbor won't stop creeping her out, and what her neighbor did to make her feel so unsafe in her own home will definitely send shivers down your spine.
He would text me, come knock on my door, and I would just ignore it. There was a time where I was working at 7 a.m. and I would leave my house at 6, and it was dark and cold, winter, and he'd be outside like walking his dog in the dark at 6 a.m. in the cold every morning, the time that I leave my house to go to work. It was just creepy.
But that was just the beginning of how her neighbor turned her life into a scene from a horror movie, because things only escalated from there, to the point where she had to get the cops involved. Ray is a TikToker who went viral after sharing this story about her neighbor, which gained over 1 million views. She started off by describing how they met, and right off the bat, there were already some red flags about him.
A year ago, I was playing pool in our community center, and I was in there by myself, doing me, and one of my neighbors, who I guess had noticed me at some point, but I didn't. I was in there playing pool, and he invited himself in there to play pool with me, but he was nice and stuff, and so he asked for my number, and I gave it to him.
Even if their first encounter was a bit off, Ray clarified that she still gave him her number, all because she was scared that the man would react violently if she didn't, which had already happened to her in the past.
I don't not give men my phone number anymore. When they ask for it, I give it, because I've had instances where men have thrown water at me, spit at me. I've had weird things happen.
But little did she know that giving her number to her neighbor would turn out to be her worst mistake, because immediately she got harassed by him.
That was like a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, and over the course of a year and a half, he would text me, come knock on my door, and I would just ignore it.
And that was just the beginning, because Ray even suspected that this neighbor was responsible for shutting down the electricity in her apartment.
Yesterday, I woke up to my power being out, and I thought it was maybe an outage, so I didn't really think too much of it. But I called the power company because I'm like, it's been 24 hours since I had power, which is not normal. And they were like, go reach out to maintenance and see what's up with your main circuit breaker. So I found the maintenance guy outside. He walked me to the circuit breaker. Girl, somebody turned the power off to my particular unit, like just mine.
Ray was certain that her creepy neighbor was behind all of these incidents because, according to her, no one else in the building knew her or interacted with her. This only made Ray even more concerned, so she finally decided to fight back and called the cops on him.
I filed a police report. Let me not show y'all like all the info. But the cop gave me like his info, and he wouldn't give me the guy's information, but he said if I wanted the full report with my narrative to go downtown and pick it up in a few days, which I'm going to do. Something in my lock since I made the report. He's been parking next to me since I made the report. So it's like I spoke to management and they did offer to transfer me.
Now, Ray is checking every possible option she can do to get away from her creepy neighbor, and she hopes that her story will remind other girls to stay safe out there.